All right, so the next ones are writing the equation of the circle given the endpoints of the diameter. I am going to do this with the alternate explanation on Alex. The first explanation has you use both the midpoint formula and the distance formula, but I always like to do my problems the same type of way. So I'm going to use the midpoint formula, and then I'm going to do the problems like I did 1, 2, and 3. So if you're looking, look for the alternate explanation. That's the way I do it instead of the first way they do it on Alex. So again, I'm going to find the equation of my circle. I know what the endpoints are, so I need to find the center of my circle by finding the midpoint. On the midpoint, remember, we added the x's and divided by 2 and added the y's and divided by 2 to find the midpoint. So 6 plus 6 divided by 2, 12 divided by 2 is 6. Negative 2 plus 4 divided by 2 would give me 2 over 2, which is 1. So 6, 1 is going to be the midpoint of my circle. So now I can say that x minus 6 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals my radius squared. And like I said, what they're going to do is use the distance formula to find the radius by going from the center to the end point, which would be the radius. I'm just going to go ahead and do it the same way we did the previous problem. So I'm going to put in 6 and negative 2 for my x and y. It doesn't matter which one of those 2 points you use, just pick one. So 6 minus 6 is 0. 0 squared is still 0. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9, which means my radius squared is 9. So my equation, x minus 6 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. Again, I figure why learn 2 different ways of doing it? If you've already done this on the previous type problem, it works. So number 5, same kind of thing. I want to find my midpoint. So 2 plus negative 4 divided by 2 would be negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Then I'm going to have negative 1 plus 3 divided by 2, 2 over 2, which is positive 1. So my center is going to be at negative 1, positive 1. So I'm going to have x plus 1 squared minus a negative makes it a positive, plus y minus 1 squared equals my radius squared. Plugging in, I'm just going to use the first point again, my 2 and my negative 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 squared is 9. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. So the equation, x plus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 13. And number 6. So finding my midpoint. 4 plus 2 divided by 2, 6 over 2 is 3. Negative 4 plus 5 over 2, and negative 4 plus 5 is 1, so 1/2. And yes, sometimes you will get fractions in there. It'll be okay. So I'm going to have x minus 3 squared plus y minus a half squared equals my radius squared. Plugging in one of my points, I think I'll go with the 2, 5 this time, just so I don't have negatives to worry about. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is positive 1. 5 minus a half. Well, this would be 10 over 2 minus 1 over 2, which would be 9 over 2. 9 over 2 squared would be 81 over 4. So I'm going to have to do 4 fourths plus 81 over 4, which is 85 fourths for my radius squared. So my equation, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1/2 squared equals 85 fourths. So yes, We will throw some fraction ones in there just so you can practice with your fractions. They don't ever let you forget those.